All right, we're back. It's been a little bit. It's been a minute.
I know, what, like
Um,
2, 3 weeks?
yeah, I mean, it's been longer than that. We haven't had a show in like a month.
Oh gosh, you're right.
Um, I mean, with me being sick, and I think you got sick, and then
It
there
was
really wasn't.
it was sickness, holidays, all
Yep,
sorts of stuff.
there wasn't really anything that came out for Age of Sigmar other than the Flesh Eater book. So like nothing's really been happening. But we're back for the Flesh Eater review tier list today. So that is what we're doing. Episode 32, Tiny Toys Tuesdays. Um, so Cameron, other than being sick, what have you been up to?
I got down and I painted an entire army for Cities of Sigmar. I think everything's finished except I need to paint some banners. I need like 3D print some banners, do stuff like that.
Easy money.
Yeah.
Um,
And other than that, playing Total War and playing a whole bunch of new games because holy cow, there's a lot of video games that came out.
there are definitely a lot. I'm trying to keep up, but I just can't do it. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm taking to LVO. I don't know yet. Um, Playing around with some corn, playing around with some zinch. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to take yet. Well, I'm still
I'm
figuring it
planning
out.
to, I'm planning to take cities. I know if I change back to a big WA, my wife would kill me. So,
Well, there you go. Decisions have been made. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, get some games in here soon. Figure out what I'm going to do. All right. That's basically what I've been doing. I'm also still trying to get through a lot of this building, and I added to my collection a new FEC box. So
oh yeah,
I got lots of
same here.
those. Yeah.
I am super excited for Effect.
Um, I think the box itself is awesome.
But agreed.
It was a good looking box.
I think having two boxes is perfect for a lot of things.
I agree. I agree. You get the six knights where you get 20 crypt guard.
Yep, 20 Crypt Guard, two of the new Vargolf,
Yep,
and two Gore Wardens.
and the gore wardens. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. So let's just jump into it. There we go. So just a tier list explanation. Again, I always like to start this out by showing kind of how I tier list them. Me and Cameron have not talked about this book at all, so it'll be a hot take for both of us. I
Yep.
think we're in agreement on
I
holistically the book, but
Yeah, I think the most we've discussed together is like, do you like it? Do you not like it? And that's about it.
yeah. Um,
I oh,
also,
I had a big rant on Discord about it. That's one thing.
oh, did you?
Yeah, I think you were there for like one or two things for it about my opinions in the book.
Yeah. Well, we'll jump all into it. I will say it's not a complete review. We don't go through every single war scroll or every single artifact or whatnot. But if you guys do want that, I mean, we're probably the last person to do this. Like, there's so many
Oh
reviews
gosh,
out.
right?
Unfortunately, I don't get the access to the early books, so I got to do it when the book comes out. So yeah, so this will just be a tier list: what we like, what we don't like. All right, let's go into. All right, this is the overview. I'll get your take in a second. Hopefully,
All right.
I got what you think the overview is. A completely new revamp, well, not revamped, but completely new system on the noble deeds. It's basically the FEC ability, allegiance ability that you'll be using throughout your games. Tons of new models. I don't actually remember the last book we got where it had a bunch of models like this.
Oh my gosh, so many new models.
I
I
mean, maybe
think
slaves, maybe
and like not even slaves had that many. They had
they had the
chosen.
chosen. Did they have a new? They had new warriors, didn't they? I don't
Mm,
remember. I don't remember,
no.
but all I know is there's tons of new models for this. We don't even have them all out yet. Ushan's
Yeah,
not out yet. There's a ton of things that
there's
are
like
just not out yet.
yeah, there's like four heroes that aren't out,
Yeah. So lots
and
of
they
stuff to
added
come.
like they added like 7 new heroes.
Yeah, yeah. So pretty cool, pretty cool. It was a long, much needed time for Feck to get an update. So it's good that they got one. Obviously, they've gotten rid of the fight twice and the auto summons. That is now gone. The egregious fight twice and attacks for days.
Everything that made the previous book egregious.
Yep, they're gone. No more stacking attacks, none of that. It's all gone. For better or worse. And then I want to say it's a very different play style than the previous book. The previous book, in my mind, was first turn, you're going to summon, do all your summons, and then you're going to push in. This is, I think...
It was a fairly aggressive book.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, because you yeeted your Terrorgeist up the board.
You just try to throw as much as you can at your opponent all at once, first turn, second turn, and hopefully everything dies by then.
Yep, and this is a much different book. This book, in its entirety, in my mind, is all based on hero positioning.
It's like most death books now. It's all about heroes helping.
I think this is even more because I think with like for instance Soulblight, right? If a lot of your heroes die, it's not great, right? But
yeah, you lose healing, you lose spells.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you lose. But I feel like if you lose heroes in this book,
you lose healing,
really
resurrection,
bad.
buffing, spells.
I mean,
you lose everything.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Also, there's definitely some much needed FAQs for this.
I'll have to have you go tell me which ones, because
I got you.
I can't think of them.
I got you. There's a couple of them. They're like, okay, probably needs to be FAQ'd. And then lastly, I don't think I put it on. Maybe it's on my summary, but there are, as far as I know, there are 0 command abilities in this entire army. I don't think there is a single command ability in the entire army.
Yeah, I don't think
which is pretty nuts. So...
it's very simple. Attack, defend...
Yeah. That's it. Maybe some Unleash Hell.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you don't need command point. It's not like OBR, right? So...
I think it's like the first army in a while that doesn't rely on that bunch of command points.
I know. I'm pretty shocked when I saw that there was no command abilities. So...
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that as well. It makes it very interesting. All right, so let's get in. Is there anything else I missed? Anything else that I missed? Did I get everything?
It plays different. Oh, there's another big thing. This is the first death book that has prayers. There's actually priests in this army.
Okay, yeah, and they're actually really good.
Yeah.
So, and much needed. Like, you are definitely going to need to use those prayers.
They're really good.
Yep, really good. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's also a good point. Let's get into the battle traits. There we go. All right, so again, we're just going down the list real quick. Deathless Courtier.
Army-wide 6-up ward.
6-up ward.
Amazing.
Yep.
Always good.
Yep.
Typical death.
I mean, I still think 6-up wards are meh, but at least you get it. It's typical death, like you said. Noble Deeds. This is again how you are going to basically buff your army, get your healing, get your summons, that type of thing.
Yeah, like most of the army revolves around getting noble deeds.
Yes, I mean it's pretty much the whole book. And now when I first heard this mechanic, I was not a huge fan of it, but after playing a game with this, granted I ran Morgaunt, so it's like it was a lot easier to get these points, but I was consistently at 6 noble deeds points, and I think there's a lot of people that were struggling. Like, I've heard that a lot of people are struggling to get the noble deeds points, but I did not. I don't know what I was doing, if I was doing something wrong, but I was just like always continuously at 6. So
from what I see, so what it is the aberrants, which are your vampire leaders. Yep. You use 6 noble deed points to be able to resurrect a unit at half strength. And But courtiers, all the things that aren't the big vampire leaders, they can use it to go ahead and bring models back.
Yep, exactly.
And other than that, if you have 6, everyone around you, around that person, gets +1 to their attack characteristic.
Yep, and you can buff that to go to 4.
So it requires a lot of everybody getting 6, but at the same time, like my only complaint about it is abhorrence. They get 6 and then they just immediately use it. Like I don't think they have too much use for it. Besides, like it's super useful.
The summoning is good.
Yeah,
I will say it is a lot harder for the courtier. I always pronounce it courtier. Whatever it is. It's a lot harder for them to get up to 6 than it is the average.
Oh my gosh, it really is.
But other than but there's still ways to do it though. There's still ways to get those courtiers to 6, and it's not too hard. We'll go into when we get to the end of spells, but man, there was some good stuff there.
Aberrants can get the deeds really easily. Courtiers kind of can't, except for one model.
Yep, they struggle. That's why you most likely are going to make them a priest, and you're either going to put them in the terrain feature to get the D3, or you can run Morgon. There's a number of ways to get them.
There's a lot of ways to be able to help.
Yeah. So Feeding Frenzy is no longer attack twice. It is now just a +1 to attacks, and this does not stack. So once you get to 6 noble deeds, anything with wholly within 12 inches, I think it is.
I think it's 12 inches.
Gets +1 to
wholly
attacks.
within 12 inches of a hero with 6 noble deeds.
Yeah. So so that's the Feeding Frenzy.
Yeah. So like
pretty good. It's
you
still
want
not...
people to you want people to get up to that 6.
Yeah. I marked it as a B. +1 to attacks is really good, but maybe I'm just biased towards the old one.
There are some models that get benefited from this a hell of a lot more than other models.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. +1 to attacks is extremely good. The fact that this is the only way to get the +1 to attacks, though. There's no longer any more stacking for this. So you're only ever going to get +1.
Yes. Which is one of the things where it's nowhere near as good as the previous book, but at least there's a little bit of the same thing.
Yeah. Next is Muster Guard. This is the recursion system that they have, and this is a much more reliable system than, say, Soulblight, where you have to roll a 3-up. This you have your points and you use them, and that's how you bring back things. So it's a lot more of a reliable mechanic. Granted, you still need noble D points. So.
Yeah, the only problem with the mustering guard is that only courtiers can do it.
Correct.
And there's only like one courtier unit that can actually reliably get deed points.
Yeah, I mean, I probably should mark that as an A-. Well, you think
it's super good.
I think there's more courtiers that get to 6. We'll talk about it when we get there, but it's still really good. And my biggest thing is you don't have to rely on a dice roll, right? Like
yes,
you're
that's
getting
so good.
it no matter what. So Muster Guard, I'll bring it down to an A-.
It's really good,
it's really
but
good.
the problem is it's only courtiers.
It is only courtiers.
I don't have too much faith in a lot of the courtiers.
Okay, that's fair. I disagree. I think some of them are pretty good. I think some of them are crap, but I think some of them are good. The Summon Loyal Subjects. This is how you bring back things full strength. And I marked this S- because this was one of them.
Super good.
This is one of them that needed an FAQ.
It's because only Rally and Muster can actually resurrect. Actually bring them up.
Yeah, because what about Emerald Lifeswarm or something like that?
Emerald Lifeswarm. There's the Grail.
There's a bunch of stuff that doesn't. It specifically tells you only Rally and Muster, which is weird.
That is weird. I could see an FAQ.
The biggest reason this needs an FAQ though isn't so much for that, but I don't think they play tested this very well. So when you summon back a unit, let's for lack of a better term, let's say you had 6 um, horrors that you summon back. Okay,
Hmm.
crypt horrors. Well, okay, so you're gonna summon 3 of them back because it's half of them. You're
Yeah.
gonna put them down 6 inches from the edge, and then you're gonna use your muster ability to bring them back. Well, now you're bringing them back, and now if you're outside 9 inches and you bring something back, well, now you're closer to the enemy.
Yeah, you can bring out to like 6 inches,
Correct. So
depending on how much
now,
you got.
so now, like your charge is like basically nothing. Was that intended? I don't know. So I can see this getting FAQ'd, but only time will tell if that's
I,
the way they want it. But
I don't think there's a good way to FAQ it though, unless you say they can't charge that turn, which is a huge blow.
or they cannot be mustered that turn, something like that, or no
Ooh.
models can be brought back to the. I don't know. I don't know how they would do it. It might just stay. If that's the case, it makes this. That's why I marked it S minus, is because
Yeah.
it's so good. If they don't FAQ this, and you can just bring back models
Oh,
in
it'd
a
be
unit,
so good.
I mean, it is so good. And keep in mind, um, you can bring these units back to full strength, right? So that's the only time in AOS that I've seen where you can do that. So pretty interesting.
Once they die again, they're gone for good, but
Correct.
still.
But I mean, good luck, man. Like you have a lot. I mean, it's going to be hard for um, armies to take down yet another
All of the
set. Yeah,
wounds.
all of
Yeah.
the same wounds back, especially for stuff that's like 4 wounds, a piece. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be pretty nuts. So we'll see if Summon Loyal Subjects gets a FAQ. I marked it as S minus because it is extremely good right now.
Oh yeah, that's one of their best abilities in the
Yep.
entire thing.
Yep. And these are the ones that aberrants do, and it's much easier for them to get.
Oh yeah,
Deep.
aberrants can get 6 deeds super easy.
All right. Anything else for battle trades? We're good.
Yeah, that's all the basic things with them.
All right. Let us go into the rest of the battle traits. Courts of Delusion is fantastic because you pick this
100%.
after you determine who is going first or second.
Yeah, just like the Deepkin stuff.
And these are all good. Add 1 to wound rolls, add 1 to run and charge, which is incredibly good. Add 1 to save rolls, add 1 to hits.
There's some of these I can see are going to be taken more than others.
Yep.
Like the one where +1 to save if they're contesting an objective that you control.
I think you think people are going to take that a lot. I disagree.
If you see an Alpha Strike army, you're going to take it.
Yeah, sure, I can see that.
And there's a lot of Alpha Strike armies.
I think the ones you're going to see the most of is add 1 to run and charge.
Yeah, that's number 2.
I think you're going to see that almost always, especially with the Gore Warden and the shenanigans you can do when you drop.
Yeah, if you're doing the Alpha Strike army, you're definitely going to do that one.
And then the other one I can see is Feast Day as well, which gives you on 4 noble deed points you get +1 to attacks instead of 6, which is very very good because you're gonna be spending these noble deed points quite a bit.
Yeah, the one I'm going to see is if anyone's taking a Shuron, they're going to do the +1 to save.
Yeah, I can see that. And we'll get to him in a second. All right, let's go over the heroic actions. Rousing Oration is basically what you're going to be doing every single round.
Oh, yeah, it's super good.
Because, I mean, it's not super reliable, but if you castle your setup, then you're going to be... You don't need command points in this book, right? So you're not going to be doing heroic leadership. So you are most likely going to be doing this every single round. So, super good.
Yeah, definitely.
Scent of Blood. This one needs an FAQ.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a lot better than you think because you can technically get out of combat with this. As long as you roll high enough, you can technically walk out of combat. So there definitely needs to be an FAQ. I don't think that was intended. I don't think they wanted you to get out of combat for that, but Definitely needs an FAQ. I don't think that's the way it was intended. I think it's pretty good if you're able to get out of combat.
Here's a question: if your opponent doesn't have any models with wounds allocated to it, can you move?
No, I don't think so. There was a discussion on this. I don't because and again this probably needs an FAQ. Um, I think because you don't fulfill the requirement that you wouldn't be able to do it. Um, which I mean, why would you? Why would you? I mean,
So what I see with it, what you can do, is you can do a turn one alpha strike, move something d6, move a Terrorgeist d6 inches forward.
yeah, I don't think you can do that just because nothing's wounded.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't think as
you're,
far
you're
as far as I see it, I don't think you can do this unless something's wounded.
yeah, you're gonna see the rousing oration so much more. It can give it's like one of the few ways you can give those courtiers
Yeah.
actual D
Yeah.
points really easily.
Yep. Yep. And that's in my game. I rolled pretty well, and I just kept like I was always max on these points. So
Yeah, just
um,
get more and more and more models
it was pretty
easily.
good. And honestly, you're gonna be this army plays a lot of castle, so you're gonna have
Yeah, I can
quite
see
a
that.
bit. You're gonna have quite a bit. Now there's obviously shenanigans with deep strike and alpha strike, but for the most part, you're gonna be castle formation. Okay. Monstrous rampages. Um. So I said the appetizers one is a worse stomp.
But you
But
can heal from it.
you can heal from it. I do think in a monster mash, I think in Gristlegore, I think
Oh
it's
yeah,
going to be very, very good.
I think both of these in Gristlegore are actually like really
Yeah.
good.
The because you charge two monsters, you're doing 2d3 damage before you even get into combat.
Yep.
And
Or you charge in a what I see, especially for the second one, the blood
yep,
curdling,
the Battle Shock test. Yep.
is you rush forward with a dragon, Ghoul King on dragon with a -2 to bravery, and now you can't
Inspiring
unleash it, and now
presence,
you get another -2 bravery.
and then you can't inspiring presence or rally from that.
Yep.
So
So congratulations, you're at a -4 bravery,
yeah,
and you can't inspire presence.
yeah, pretty good. If you struggle with bravery, it's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be pretty good.
It's very fun. I was talking to people earlier. I think this is the first book in probably ever that you can actually play a bravery game.
You can. The thing I don't like about it is there's so many things that can negate bravery, especially for armies that already struggle with bravery.
You
Like
know what negates that?
yes,
Their
the
the
throne
throne.
does, but only from a certain distance. Um,
12 inches that you can put in practically the
yeah,
center of
but
the
you're
board.
no longer putting that thing in the center
That is true.
because you need that thing to get your noble D points. So, there is some play there. And maybe that's why I marked it as a C minus as the um, Monsters Rampage. I could probably put it as like a C plus maybe or a C, but
It's only good in like Gristlegore or
right,
Monster Mash.
exactly. There's going to be certain cases where it's good. Most of the time, you're going to roar. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just mostly going to roar. So
The book doesn't have very high rend.
no, it does not. You win by attacks essentially.
Number of attacks and goofiness.
Yeah, and crazy battle shark stuff. Like, yeah, there's some shenanigans you can do for sure. All right, let's go into the command traits. These were all pretty decent. Shadow. This one was the not visible within 12 inches. This is great to put on the Terrorgeist or
yeah.
whatever aberrant you're using.
It can actually make a Terrorgeist or a dragon, Ghoul King on them actually be able to survive a
Correct.
shooting.
I will say too, there's a lot of ways for the Terrorgeist to survive now. Like they're going to be a lot harder to take down than people think.
Yeah, they went up in wounds, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they're 16 now.
Yeah.
So but then again, the only one that I would put this on is a Terrorgeist. I think the other ones are better for other things.
Maybe the king on the dragon.
Yeah, no, anything that would be able to be
It,
shot off, right?
yeah, just those two
Otherwise,
models
yeah,
though.
otherwise you gotta look out, sir. You're probably not putting on anything else.
Yeah.
The big one though is the when I played my game, I used Master of the Menagerie. This thing is absolutely crazy good. I played a pretty heavy ghoul list, and being able to just spend these points to get so many ghouls back and so many horrors back was amazing. It's
Master
incredible.
of Menagerie is the one where you can bring back monsters.
Oh, is that the monster one? Which one was I thinking? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
thinking of Taskmaster. I'm thinking of the.
Yeah, you're thinking of the Cruel Taskmaster.
Yeah, these are. I should also mention these command traits. These that I'm showing on the screen are only aberrant. So my bad. You are correct.
I still, this is one of the reasons why Monster Mash is actually good, though. It
Yeah.
allows you to bring back dragons and dead Terrorgeist,
Yes.
as long as they're not heroes.
And this is. I still marked it as really good because again, being able to bring back, and when you bring them back, you're only.
You're on top bracket still.
You're still top bracket. They've only taken 6 votes, and
Yeah,
there's so many ways to heal them. Like it's
Uh-huh.
incredibly good.
Oh no! I summon my Terrorgeist who immediately can scream at you at full power.
And yep. And then he's gonna get points off that. I mean, Master Menagerie is really good. I really do think Whistlegore has a big. I think it's got some legs.
This is the first book where you can actually play Monster Mash, where you can actually
Yeah.
play Bravery,
It's no longer a meme. Like you can actually do it. I think you can actually be competitive with this.
and it. To be honest, it's kind of terrifying.
It is. I don't want to play against that list. Okay.
Because
So
we'll go into like the artifacts later. There's ways to reduce your
yeah.
opponent's bravery just by being close.
All right. So then these are the courtiers. So this is the one that I said Taskmaster is.
Oh,
It's basically.
it
This is
is
going
the
to be the
best
one that
command trait.
Yeah. It is best the command trait for the courtier. Actually, probably command trait in the book, in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
It is so good.
100%.
It
It makes it so that whenever you heal someone, if it's a ghoul or one wound, you just bring two models back
so
for
good.
every deed point, or you can bring back a knight for one deed point
which
instead of
is
two.
extremely good. You bring back
Oh,
4
no.
wounds. Just
Oh
with
no, I
1
can bring
point.
back 6 knights a turn if I get full.
Yep. Pretty crazy, man. It's pretty good. That is going to be really hard to. Um,
Hopefully you're able to kill all my
yeah,
guys because
it was so good. When I used it, I was just like, man, this recursion's insane. Yeah, so pretty good, pretty good. The rest of the other 2 are meh, and you'll never take them. So,
um let's see, unmodified hit rolls of 2. Nope, never gonna take that. And increase. Nope, you're never gonna take it.
it's gonna be Taskmaster every time. Yep.
Unless for some reason you're playing a 6 Vargolf
which you'll never
game.
do. You'll never do.
Yeah.
All right, aberrant artifacts. These are all pretty decent. They're all fine.
I'm kind of mad on all of them
Yep,
except for the Grim Garland.
I know you're into this bravery thing, but
Only because of one thing. You put the Grim Garland, which is a 9-inch aura of -2 bravery,
Yep.
and you put that on the dragon.
I know. You put it on the dragon. Yeah. No, I totally get it.
And you can make all Terrorgeist screams do 2 more damage automatically.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's probably the one I would take if I was taking an artifact for this. But
oh yeah, if I was going to take an aberrant one, it's going to be this one.
Yeah.
Again, it makes Monster Mash good.
Yeah.
Throw forward one dragon on a one aberrant on a dragon.
Honestly, I actually might take the Blood River Chalice just because 2d3. I know it's once per game, but 2d3 heal on a Terrorgeist or a zombie dragon is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You get shot at turn 1, and now you're doing 3d3 heal on your next turn.
Yeah,
it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good.
They're all decent. I don't like once per game.
I know. I'm the same way. I hate once per games.
However, it does say in the hero phase, not yours, so you can
Correct.
heal during your opponent's turn.
Yep, correct. Yep, pretty good. All right, let's move on to the courtier.
All of the courtier ones are good.
I said Medal of Madness was bad.
You get a free command point once per round.
You don't need it.
That's true, but a free command
And
point
it's not
for
once
an artifact.
per round. It's once per.
Once per battle round.
Oh, I thought it was once per turn.
No, it's Battletome. It's not that good.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm choosing the other two over it any
Oh,
day of the week.
100%. But still, a free all-out
You
attack or
just
all-out
aren't
defense
gonna
once per
you
round?
aren't gonna use your command points anyway because there's nothing that uses command points.
Fair. Like, okay, when compared to everything else, what are you going to do? Spend a command point to reroll, or just everyone within 12 inches gets to reroll charge? Which is the Flayed Bandit.
Yeah, well, you're gonna do that one.
Or make them a priest.
You're gonna do the priest one. That was the one that I did, and the prayers are so good in this book that, um, I just think that's your go-to. I think the charnel vestments are just it's gonna be the go-to for it.
Yeah, 90% of the time, unless you're taking another artifact.
Correct. I think the real charges is really good too, though. I think it's pretty good. Then again, you also get you get a lot of pluses to run in charge and stuff. So like, I mean, I'm telling you, man, that just makes sense to do the priest.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the spell lore. The miasmal shroud is so stupid.
It is stupid. I agree with that.
It's a
it
dumb
does
spell.
have its use though. It's the only way to debuff an opponent.
Sure, but
It's
like,
not a good debuff and it's random,
and
but
it's
it's the only
so
way to
random. It is so random. Like, yes, if you can get to 8 dice, sure. But it's just a bad minigame. It's a bad minigame, and on average, you're doing a mortal wound.
do it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not worth it. I'll do Arcane Bolt instead. Just saying. Now, you're not wrong. It's like the only way to debuff, but like it's bad. I don't like it.
It's a non-consistent debuff. It's 18 inches, which isn't bad, but compared to the other two, you're going to be doing them.
Let's talk about the best one, which is Deranged Transformation.
Oh, 100%.
It's. Are you kidding me? First of all, it's a range of 24 and casting value of 6.
Yep.
And
plus 2-inch movement.
Yep, plus 2-inch movement, and that's we're not done there. It would have been great if they would have just done that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also get add 1 to wound rolls. So, like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
The only bad thing is you can't hit dragons. You can't hit Vargolfs with it because it has to be a Flesh of Your Corpse with 7 wounds or less.
Sure, but I mean, put them on horrors or something like. It's
pretty good. You pump up those horrors and you throw them forward.
Yep, knights. I mean, like it's so good. And then Victuals is also which one was this?
It's the D3 damage, maybe 2D3, and you can resurrect some serfs.
Yeah, so this was okay. I said this is an A just because in this season, it's good because it doesn't say unmodified.
Yes, it's a good way of getting 2D3 damage.
2D3 damage is pretty good. It's pretty good at 18-inch range.
And the healing?
It's okay.
It's good.
I'll be honest. There's not a lot of ways to quote unquote heal things. There's a lot of ways to bring back models, but there's not a lot of ways to heal things.
There's a lot of good ways to. This is healing only serfs, if I remember correctly.
Well, does it say?
Yeah, it's bringing back models with 1 wound, so it's only serfs.
Why don't they just say that?
I don't
know. Whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's still pretty good. Even at 2D3
it's good just because of the 2D3 damage.
The 2D3 damage is pretty good. I could probably mark it down to like an A-. I don't know. A seems pretty high, but
you're gonna want to take the Deranged Transformation. However, you're probably going to take multiple aberrants, so you're going to get both of these.
Yes, correct. You're not wrong. All right, let's move on to the prayers. These prayers are pretty good. Pretty good.
I like them.
The Blessed Meal is good in Grisagor. This was the each time.
Whenever you slay a model,
yes,
you heal 1.
So this is great when, like, think about Grisagor, right? Your Terrorgeist dies. Bummer. You use Noble D points, you put him back up. Well, now you shoot something with this, and now you're healing all those wounds back.
You only heal someone within 6 inches of the enemy unit, so you can't bring back an
I guess you wouldn't be able to do that because you'd have been 9 inches out, so you couldn't do it that way. But it's still a really good way to heal your heroes or heal.
It's a very decent way to be able to heal your big guys.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I think it's really good in Grissagor. I think we're going to see that a lot in Grissagor.
Mm-hmm.
Summer King's Favor. This was the. You get an additional.
So
nobility point.
I actually don't like this one.
Yeah, I put it. This is probably a C actually. C, like a C plus.
So what it is you bless a hero within 18 inches, and whenever that hero kills a model, they get an additional noble deed.
Yeah.
But the problem is that if you're going to be putting someone in combat, they're probably going to be getting a lot of noble deeds anyways.
Exactly. That's why I said there's lots of ways to get it anyway, and they're going to be fighting regardless.
The only difference is that if you put it on a dragon, the dragon can kill something and you still get noble deeds.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Charnel Conviction, though, I think that's the one that everyone's going to take.
Oh, yeah. Choose someone. Oh, hey, look, they have a 5-up board.
Yeah, it's so good. It is pretty good. Trying to get... Putting a 5-up board on a 40-pack of ghouls, good luck. Have fun.
Yep, amazing. It's great.
It's going to be absolutely obnoxious.
40-pack of ghouls? You mean a 60-pack of ghouls?
Yeah, I mean...
Good luck killing that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little obnoxious, I think, but... all right. Mount traits. These are all good. Nothing
they're
too
all
crazy.
Decent. The venerated dragon is actually really good because it's +1 to hit for all monsters within 12 inches.
Yep. I said great in Grissagor. That's the one. That's the one you're taking for Grissagor.
The baneful breath kind of sucks in my opinion.
It's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's the only way to really get rend. But
it's only on the breath attack.
Yeah, I know, but it's still. I mean, it's at least rend. I mean, I don't like it. It's not my favorite. I think Death from the Skies is pretty good.
I think Death in the Skies is like the secret one that I absolutely love.
People are. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get plus run and charge in this book. So
and also you put them down at the end of movement, and if you do the Arc Regent spell, you can do the D6 movement.
Correct. With the
there's a way in this book to be able to put your entire army up in the sky except for one model, drop them down, and then they all move D6 inches, and then +1 to run and charge.
+1 and charge, and you're all it's so good. It is. I haven't run that list, but I definitely have looked at it, and it's pretty crazy. It's those knights, those Morbeg knights are insane. They're just so good.
I love them. They're squishy, but I love them.
Well, they're actually they're the most tanky thing in the army. They're the only thing with a 4-up board or a 4-up save. Everything else is 5-up.
That's not a hero. That's fair.
I mean, yeah, they're pretty tanky for what they are. And we'll talk about a way to get them to be really tanky. All right, so
those are all for the dragon.
Yes, this is for the Terrorgeist. Gruesome Bite, sure, you're going to be fishing for the 6s, for the 6 mortal wounds. Sure, it's okay. Horrible Resilient, that was the heal, right?
Yeah, so you heal 2d3 instead of d3 every
on your turn.
I think it's on your turn hero phase.
Yeah, pretty good. That's pretty good. 2d3.
And then Morbig's Swiftness is retreat and charge, which I'm kind of very mad on.
You don't get a whole lot of bonuses with the charge, but what do you get on the Terrorgeist when you charge? Anything?
Nothing.
Oh, okay, so then
what you're getting out of this is you can reposition, but you lose your scream because you retreated.
Yeah, sure. And not only that, but then you're potentially giving them a redeploy.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not good.
So you're going to be taking Horrible Resilience, or you're going to be taking Gruesome Bites.
Yes.
And Gruesome Bites actually has some use because you can get you can get the Terrorgeist to a 5 attacks.
5 attacks, and then you get to
and rerolls.
And the rerolls with his spell. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
It's not as good as it was before, but still good.
No, it's not as good. But I mean, it's still good. I'm gonna mark that as a B minus, and this is a B plus. All right, moving on. All right, Subfactions. One really bad one. The rest of them are okay.
Yeah.
Actually, one of them that. Okay, so let's go through it. All right, so Morgott is
really like, but
I do like Morgott. I played Morgott, and I will tell you right now, it was very nice to have those D points.
Yeah,
It's
because
every turn. It's every turn you get it.
yeah, like
So
it's so good.
it's good. It's good. But
Because it's the one
everyone,
where if you want to do a crap ton of resurrection.
yeah, yep. But everyone is going to be taking Hollowmorn. The +1 to
Yeah,
damage is just on the charge is just it's just really good. It's really really good.
it's +1 to damage, and it makes Crypt Horrors battle line.
Correct.
And Crypt Horrors are
They can be
not as
dangerous.
good as before,
You know
but
what?
still really good.
You know what? You know what's really good for them?
Mm.
Hoarfrost. You put Hoarfrost on horrors, man. Those things are deadly. Like they are
Oh, 100%.
so
I could
deadly.
see that.
Blister Skin's garbage.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely
100%.
garbage.
I
The
don't know what they were
only
thinking about this.
the only thing that this helps you with is you get you can freely use the Unbind Dispel because they are priests, so you can still you can still do your prayers and still use the Unbind Dispel, which is kind of neat, but like that's like a very niche thing. Like
So, all right, so you take this faction to make Flayer's battle line and to give your Aberrants an additional Unbind.
yeah, and you can get some funky Unbind Dispel shenanigans. But again, you're never taking this. This is the worst one by miles. I don't even know why they could have done so many other things with Blister Skin.
If they just got rid of the thing where they can't cast spells,
Something.
but then it would be it'd be really good if they can do that.
Yeah, and then I think Gristlegore is the sleeper pick.
Oh yeah, I think that's super good.
I know a lot of, and now granted, right? Terrorgeist and Zombie Dragons are not very tanky, so they are going to die quickly. That being said, being able to fight first with one of them to get your noble deed points up, and then fight again with another one, you're destroying so much of that turn without even them.
And even if they Alpha Strike you, you get to go first.
Yeah. I really do think I haven't seen a whole lot of Gristlegore armies.
I'm gonna try to make one because
I think
it makes me happy.
I think they're gonna be really good. I wish I had more Zombie Dragons and Terrorgeist. I think I only have.
I think I have like six or seven.
Oh man, I really want to try Gristlegore. I think it's very interesting, and I think they can actually be pretty competitive. So.
I 100% agree. I'm going to be making a list of them because I think I will love them.
Grand Strats. Exploits is garbage. Kingdom is doable, and then Defend the Throne is what most people will be using.
Let's see. What does Exploit have? 3 heroes with 6 noble deeds? Nope, not doing that one.
Not doing that one. Expand the Kingdom is doable.
I think a lot of people are going to do Expand the Kingdom, especially with a number of, because all you need is one Aberrant.
Yeah, but then
to be able to get.
Yeah, but you're giving your opponent what, like an easy 3 points to be taken away.
The only way that you do it is that you can have a dragon, because that's an aberrant. You can have a Shuron, because that's a dragon. Yep. You can have the Terrorgeist, that's a dragon, or that's an aberrant.
Yeah, I still think
if you're doing a heavy list like that, I can see it.
I still think people are doing Defend the Throne 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
You bubble wrap that in Crypt Guard or Crypt Ghouls, and you just say, "Come at me, bro." Like they're going to be dealing with so many other threats that I just think Defend the Throne's really good.
Yeah, you just put you just put that throne way out in the corner, put someone on it at the very first turn, and go, "All right."
And you know who you can put on it, and we'll get there. Is a little doofus that has the 3-up, no range visibility thing. God. We'll get to it. Was it Gormain? I think it's Gormain. Dude's nuts, man. Now that being said, I'm actually down on him, and
I don't like him. I don't like him either.
Wow. Okay, I thought you were gonna like him. I thought that you and me were gonna be different on that one. All right.
Is this the judge guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him.
He's just unreliable, but we'll get there. Okay. Battle tactics. These are all doable.
All of them are doable. None of them are autos, but all of them are doable.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I heard a lot of people complaining about the battle tactics, and yes, there's not one where it's get out of the boat, or it's not like Big Wall where you have your Gobsprite next to a terrain feature and you instantly get it. You're not gonna.
That's so stupid.
But all of these, they're all situational, but all doable. Like they all will have their place, and I can see you getting one of these each turn. So
Yeah, I agree. None of them are absolutely horrid,
yep,
but none of them are absolutely amazing. These are what battle tactics should be.
correct. Maybe they're going in a good place for this, or they just rip out all the battle tactics because I think they're dumb anyway. Um,
Fair.
I just it's there's I just don't like book battle tactics. Okay, so yeah, so good. All right, let's go into Hero Warscrolls. Let's do it.
Oh, hey, look, it's Nagash. Nothing changed.
Nothing changed. What's funny here is he actually went up in points, but I think it's because I think there will be an FAQ where he's back down to his normal points. I think this book came out before they got the Nagash down, so he's technically more points. Now that being said,
F tier.
there is some play with Nagash in this book. I know it sounds weird, but
You know why I disagree with that?
why?
Because you can't his replacement units, you can't actually increase their models
Correct.
because they weren't brought back from the deeds.
I don't think it's the deeds. I think it's the actual summon loyal subjects. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Also, you can't bring back knights. You can only bring back serfs or
Why?
the Morbid Knights because they're 4 wounds.
Oh no, I know the Morbid Knights though. That's where I think Nagash can play. If you're running a really heavy Morbid Knights list, I think Nagash works here because like
5-up ward.
I mean it's they're pretty scary, and the fact that you can get them back and bring them back with his little summon thing is
but
really
he
good.
gets 3 okay spells.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's a slam dunk pick, right? I'm not saying it's slam dunk,
I don't like him.
I do
for this
think
army.
he has some play in this army. It's not completely out. I don't think it'll be a competitive list, but I will say seeing him in a bunch of Morbeg Knights might be interesting. That's it.
Fair.
Let's go to the big man on campus.
Oh, Ashuran, my delusion daddy, my
Yes.
father.
All right, so there's a couple things with him. First, he's an incredible looking model. He's an incredible looking dude. He is like the centerpiece of this army, and thank God, because he is awesome.
He is very awesome.
Now, the downsides. He's way too expensive.
I agree.
He's way too expensive.
If he was just slightly lower points, I think he'd be like an auto include.
Yeah.
But he is at such a points for this army, which I'll get to this later in my overview of what I don't like about this army.
Yeah.
Is he's just slightly too expensive for you to be able to take a lot of things.
Yes. Yep. I think he's just like if he went down 60 points.
Oh, I think he'd be auto-clued and overpowered.
Oh, like because he's 460 right now. So if maybe 400 might be a little low, but the other thing,
the big thing is he gives so much to this army.
The one thing too that they need to FAQ does all these stack? Do these abilities stack? So do you get +2 to saves if you take the delusion and then do another +1?
So let's see. You can pick one delusion of the courts of the trait until your next hero phase. That delusion applies. I would say, as it's written, I'll say no because it just says that delusion applies, not that they get that illusion. But I could see where that can be.
Yeah,
weird.
it needs to be FAQ. I would have assumed that you could stack them.
If you could stack him, I think he's.
Yeah, Stonk's
go way up.
Stonk's going up. But they need to FAQ it. I don't think it's supposed to stack. I don't think that's how it's meant. But
I don't think it stacks, and I don't see it going to stack.
We'll see. They just need to FAQ it. They need to make sure that that's no, right? Other than that, this dude is a slam dunk. He just needs to go down a couple in points.
Yeah, he is relatively tanky because he's 16 wounds at a 4-up save, 5-up ward.
Yep.
That 5-up ward is exactly what he needs. He heals 2d3 in your hero phase.
He's gonna be hard to get rid of.
Do that with all the healing available in this army.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's going to be really hard to kill.
Yeah. He can potentially be. He's most likely going to be a 3-up save also.
Yeah. And he slaps.
Yeah, he's
Oh, does he slap?
D3 +3. Yeah.
And just gives a delusion. He's a war master. He's a double spellcaster.
His spell is hilarious.
His spell is
It
absolute. I
won't
think it's
it
one of
won't
my favorite spells
always
in the
come
game.
into play, but
Oh,
when it does,
100%.
it's hilarious.
That is the type of spell where I'd risk it to cast it against a a corn
Yeah.
bloodthirster.
I mean, or cabbage, right? Like
Oh,
there's
cabbage.
like, oh
All of the
god,
big guys.
yeah.
I'm gonna try this
Archeon,
against
like
Gaon. I'm gonna
like
try this against your centerpiece model, and
yeah,
it's gonna be
yeah, it's
hilarious.
gonna be hilarious. But it's also easily deniable, right? You just make sure your dudes are next to him, right?
Yeah,
Like
but that
it's
means you have to spread out even more.
yeah, but like not really. Like if it's a 1 inch attack,
Okay, fair.
3 inch attack,
Uh,
right? Like three
But
inches max. Like
if I'm going to be going against a centerpiece model, most of them are 3 inches, unless
yeah,
you are a
sure,
cabbage.
sure. But I mean, it's again, when Ushron drops on the board, and I know they're playing with Ushron, I'm just gonna be like, okay, cool,
Yeah, exactly.
check.
It's a hilarious spell. It can be very good. It's not game breaking at all. But my absolute favorite ability of it all is his thing to be able to lower bravery permanently
Yes,
and
permanently the
make
rest
you
of the game.
strike last.
Yeah, yep. And he's also a 10-inch move, so he's not
He's
necessarily
fast.
slow either. So it's pretty good.
You know what my favorite combo right now is? You do the zombie dragon,
Yep.
and
With
then
the
you put the
-2
spell
bravery.
-2 bravery, his spell to make Ashuron run in charge,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
because Ashuron's a monster.
Yep. Yep.
There's so many great things. Oh, you can do the one where he gets +1 to attack in the aura as long as he's next to the dragon.
Yep.
There's so many combos you can do.
All right, so that's Ushron. The Terrorgeist, he's going to be in almost every list. You see most lists, I would imagine.
Really? I don't know.
I think he still is. He still slaps. And
he's
still pretty
he
scary.
slaps. He's just so expensive,
He
and he
is,
lost
he is.
so much damage
It
potential.
depends on how you're building this list, but my thing is you're either taking Ushron or you're taking the Terrorgeist. I think you're taking one of those two.
Yeah, and I'm going to be taking Ashuron.
I'm on the Terrorgeist train. I think the Terrorgeist is just really good. Also, I still have a bone to pick with GW. How in the world do you... Okay, so Zombie Dragon, right? I don't think it's good as the Terrorgeist as far as damage. But the Dragon does have a... Monstrous Hunger is really good, and the No Inspiring Presence is really good, right? That's why you would take the Zombie Dragon for that. But how in the world is the Zombie Dragon have Draconic Terror for Inspiring Presence, and yet a Terrorgeist does not have anything with terror?
I'll tell you what, if the Terrorgeist had the Draconic Terror, I think he would be 100% pick all the time.
Yes.
I think he might be worth his points. But because he does not have it, I don't think he's worth his points.
I just think he's really good. I think he slaps, man. I think Terrorgeist is just really good. That being said, again, you're probably going to be taking Ushron or the Terrorgeist, one or the other. And maybe the Zombie Dragon.
I think I like the Zombie Dragon just because of the denial of Inspired Presence. And his
spell's really good.
His spell, and he has better monstrous actions. Monstrous traits.
Well, I mean, yes. If you're going down the bravery route, yes.
No, even past that. What is it? +1 to attack for all monsters, stuff like that. You can hide him in the sky.
I don't know, man. I still like the Terrorgeist. I think the rerolls for the Fang Maw to get the 6 mortals is pretty good.
Yeah, but it's a spell now.
I mean, sure. You're getting that spell for your noble deed points anyway. I mean, whatever. They're both good in their own circumstances. I still think I would take the Terrorgeist.
And this comes to my my gripe with this book is I think both of these models are overcosted.
Yeah. Are they? Maybe.
All right, I'm thinking right now.
What would you lower them down to, though?
20 to 40 points.
Oof, 40 points is a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. Well, I have to think about, all right, Aberrant Ghoul King on the Zombie Dragon. I compare that to the vampires in Soul Blight. on the zombie dragon,
Sure.
and you lose so much, and you only lose 40 points. It's like
Yeah.
20 or 40 points less, and you lose a save, you lose damage, you lose the capability to heal when
Yeah.
attacking.
I mean,
You
well, we'll
lose
see.
all of the
I
buffs.
still think most people are gonna have the Terrorgeist in the list, but we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. I think the
Uh,
Zombie Dragon is good in its own. If you're trying to play the Bravery game, I think the Zombie Dragon's an auto include.
yeah. And my other thing was with the Terrorgeist is you lost so much from the previous book.
I know you can't
And
really
it's
buff his attacks a whole lot more now. Like
you
I get
can't
it.
buff his tank. The reroll is not innate anymore.
Yeah. Eh.
His spell isn't as good anymore.
I mean,
You
yeah.
lost the ability to summon people,
I
and
mean, sure, it's not
and
going to
it's
be
the
the
same
old
point
book.
cost.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But we'll see how the list turn out. I still think Terrorgeist. So far, I'm seeing Terrorgeist be used a lot more than Zombie Dragon. So
Well,
far.
yeah, because the book isn't even out yet.
Well, from lists that I've seen with the new book. All right, let's get the gourmet dude out of the way.
Oh, this guy.
Okay, so this dude. Okay.
Okay.
There are so many people that are on the gourmet train, and I get it. I get it. The abilities that this dude has are incredible. They are absolutely incredible. You don't. There's no range for any of these. It's just visible.
Yep.
And they are all extremely good. Every single one of the abilities he has is great. The problem, it's on a 3-up. So you could technically go the whole game with this
And never
doofus
get it.
and never get it. And never get
And
one of them.
you're gonna put him on, and besides these abilities, he gives nothing.
Yes.
He gives us one buff, which is really good buffs, that happens on a 3-up, but only affects one unit at a time.
Correct. I think he's good, but I'm not using him because he's unreliable, right?
Oh yeah, wholly unreliable.
Yeah.
And he's not going to give deed points unless you put him on
Well,
the chair.
what you're gonna see with Gourmet is he's going in the chair no matter what, because one, it gives
Yeah,
him.
you have to put him on the chair.
Yep, you have to. It's gonna give him points, and it's gonna make sure that like you don't have. He can sit there as long as the unit's visible. He can sit there. He doesn't need to do anything. There does need to be an FAQ. All of his abilities say until the end of the turn, except for the dishonorable conduct in battle. And that one is the run and charge. So that obviously needs to be FAQ'd because I don't think they meant for the game that you can run and charge to that unit. Maybe, but I doubt it.
Right, so roll it out on a 3+ friendly Flesher Court unit can charge, even if they ran earlier in the turn, as long as they finished the charge, move within half an inch of the enemy units.
There's no
I don't
until
think.
end of turn.
Yeah. Oh, that's. Oh.
All the other
That's
ones
very
have,
true.
All the other ones are until end of turn.
Okay, that's very true.
Yeah,
I think they just forgot to add
Yep,
that line.
I agree. So that definitely needs to be FAQ for sure. If that doesn't get FAQ'd,
I think he goes up.
he goes up in stonks. I mean, I know it's still in a 3-up, but man, run and charge, and you just keep popping this on units. I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah, if it affects until the end of the game, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
scenario.
That being said,
I
I
don't
don't
think that's what it's
think. Yeah,
supposed to
I
be.
don't think that's going to happen. That's why I said A B here because I don't. I think he's good, man. I think he's good. When those go off, it's going to be really nice. But I'm one of those people where I will use him and not have a single turn. It'll go off, and I'll be like, great.
He's unreliable, and he's 140 points, and the only way he's going to get deeds is being on that chair.
Yep.
Because you can't put him on Morgott. He's not a spellcaster. He's not a priest.
Yep. Now, granted, everyone's going to put him in the chair. That's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah. Which means that he'll be useful in what, turn 3, turn 4?
Maybe. Okay, so next one is a Gore Warden. This little doofus is really good.
I really like him.
This dude is really
he's
good.
funny.
Basically, he's just a deep strike dude that takes knights with him.
Yep.
He does have a spell that can teleport him to another side of the map to do the same thing. Pretty good.
He's fast.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he has so much. He has so much use.
So the downside with him, right, is this is how you unlock the knights to be battle line.
Yeah.
And when you do that, and you put him in the sky, you no longer have your general on the battlefield.
You know the way to fix that? You take a Chiron.
Sure. Or what do you mean? How would that fix that?
Because Chiron's a general.
Oh, okay, sure, but you're gonna lose your heroic act. There's a lot of things you never really want to have your general in the sky on in turn 1.
That's why you take a Chiron. A
I mean,
Chiron's a general.
you could also take Warlord to make sure that you benefit from your command point as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
I would rather
there's
just
ways,
take a Chiron.
There are ways to do it. I mean, granted, I will never like putting my general in the air, but sure.
Yeah, I agree. I like everything about him except that you had to make him a general in order to get Knights as battle line.
But I mean, it makes sense. The dude's really good though. He's really really good. I think we're gonna see a list with 2 of these guys.
Oh yeah, I made some like test lists that I wanted to see, and there was a list I made with 2 of these guys, bringing in 2 units of knights and just throwing things.
Very good, very 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 good. Let's go to. I mean, Archregent is going to be an auto include in almost every list. Like that's
I don't know why he's an A+. You're going to be taking him.
Yeah,
Don't
I
deny
mean,
yourself.
yeah, he's definitely an ass. Every single list is going to have an Archregent.
150-point double cast that can bring back models that isn't a courtier.
Yes.
And can give D6-inch move.
Yeah.
On people you resurrect.
You put this with the Gore Warden, and like you got a list right now, like that. Yeah. It's so good. It's so
2 Gore Wardens, 2 Knights. Yeah. You put an Arc Regent in the back on a chair, and there you go.
Yep. The rest of them are okay. Nothing too notable.
I hate the Ghoul King.
Yeah, Ghoul King I marked as a C. He's not very good. It's not very good.
Yep, he's completely useless. You will not see me use them, and I don't see a good use of taking him.
Yep. No, I agree.
How many points is he? Is he like 80 points? If he's 80 points, I'll take him.
I don't think he's 80 points.
No, he's 130 points. No, I'd rather take Gormain.
Yeah, I'd take Gormain over him. Yeah, everything else is okay. Nothing crazy.
Oh, the Cardinal? I actually think the Cardinal's pretty good.
He's got a good prayer.
He's a 100-point priest.
Okay, sure. I see that. His prayer's good, but it's just not reliable.
100%.
Yeah,
he's just a cheap, aberrant priest.
Yeah. How many points?
He's 100 points.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check that just to make sure I don't. Yeah. Oh no, he's 120 points. All right, he goes down a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, he's still good. He has got a good prayer, but like, I'm gonna take something else probably.
He's the thing that you do if you don't make a courtier a priest.
Sure.
Because I think he's the only other way of getting a priest.
The Warscrolls got a cool little tech piece. If moved properly, he's cheap.
He's super techy. I wouldn't auto include him.
No, he's
at
not
all.
Like again, all these guys.
He has his funny things.
Are quote unquote good. They're not terrible. They're not amazing. They're just good heroes. Like, if your army wants that tech piece for that, then sure.
Yeah.
The Decapitator, again.
I do not like.
He's okay. I could see him being an annoyance for sure, but.
I think he's the cheapest hero.
The Decapitator?
Yeah, he's 100 points.
Yeah, so I mean, for 100 points and on a 5-up, you kill a hero.
Yeah, if you damage them with 3 attacks.
I mean, sure, 3 damage. I mean,
yeah, you're either going to kill a small hero, or you're going to do nothing.
Right. Well, and to get noble deed points for whatever's next to him, right? It's like, I see him. I could see him being in a list, but again, he's not an S tier. He's just okay.
I don't think I'll ever take him on the list.
Yeah, I mean, he's a B-, right? That's what I think he's probably right there. All right, let's get into the worst.
Which goes down to the person I will never ever use in a list, which is the Crypt Gas
Courtier. Going straight into it.
You know all those good things about the previous person. Let's make it all worse.
Dude, this guy's awful. This guy's literally
the same point value. Everything is worse.
The worst Warscroll in the book by miles.
Holy cow! It would have been better just to delete the model.
Yeah,
Just...
for real. Like, look at the like. If you look at the page like on here, like look at it's just there's like no words. It's just this one doofus little thing that it's just awful.
They took the executioner, got rid of one of his abilities, made it D3 damage instead of 3, minus a rend, and then
So
just gave him
bad.
2 attacks because they felt bad.
So bad, man. He's
And
garbage.
they're like, oh,
He's literally a joke. That's what he is. He's just a
well,
joke.
that sounds like a good hero. Yeah.
100
points for 4 wounds
so
that can't do anything.
He's so bad. He's just bad. He's just bad. It's just
Agreed.
bad. All right. Anyway, moving on. Vargolf Courtier.
I love him.
The new dude. Yeah, he's pretty good and he's pretty swingy. He can not swing. I mean, he's pretty good in combat. He can dish out some damage.
He is the courtier I will take almost every time.
Yeah. Yep.
Because he's a courtier that can actually kill something.
Yep.
And he is really, really scary if you're versus a one model or 2 model thing.
Yeah. And he can basically fly. I mean, he's good. He's just good. 10 inches. He's pretty good.
He by himself can clear a good number of 10 packs of models. And then he heals. And then he just, if you don't kill him, he runs away, heals. Oh, he has all of his deed points because he's going to get max 6 almost every time.
Yeah, I mean, he's one that you send in that you want the feeding frenzy for right before a fight. Like, he's really good.
And he's not easy to kill. He's 8 wounds at a 4-up save.
Yeah, I mean, he's also not tanky. I would put him in tanky boat.
Oh yeah, I'm throwing him at things that I'm pretty sure that he can kill most of them before anything.
Yep. All right, let's talk about the Crypt Infernal Courtier.
I love and hate him.
There's going to be a problem with this book that I don't think people have fully understood yet.
Yeah.
This is with this dude. This turns the book into a very heavy shooting army.
Yes.
They might have the most efficient shooting of any faction yet. If you can get the Crypt Infernal Courtier in. If he can get attacks in and you've got a bunch of flayers, they are insanely good. Like, what,
they're all
attacks
4-ups to hit, but they do 2 damage each.
Yeah, man. And all you need to do is just do, 1 damage, right?
I think you need to kill him on them. Let's see.
Where is he?
Yeah, you need to kill a model.
So you just need to kill a model. But, I mean...
With 4 attacks at a 4-up, 3-up, minus 2 D3.
It's doable.
It's definitely doable.
And if he does, your flayers are going to be scary.
Because it's all flayers wholly within 9 inches, plus 1 to damage on their range attack.
Yeah. And they're 4 attacks each. They're scary. Those flayers they're going to be super efficient. I can see this guy and 2 packs and 9 flayers, and good luck. That's
that'll kill a lot of things.
Yeah.
How good are flayers melee attacks?
They're not good. They're they're
4 attacks at 4 3
they're
minus
not
1
good.
1.
They're not really used for melee. They're used for their shooting.
Yeah, and transporting characters, which is a very interesting idea.
So I think I don't know. We'll have to.
And how many points is a courtier? Let's see. He is 145 points. He's not expensive at all.
No, not for what he's gonna do for your army, right? So there will be definitely FEC shooting armies. I definitely see.
Which is interesting because Death doesn't actually have any shooting armies.
Correct. I just think this is a little bit more. This is probably a little too efficient. I don't know how they're gonna change it, but I don't know, man. Those players get real scary. All right.
But we come down to the Flesh Eater Courts thing. If you kill the courtier, the entire army goes down. True,
and we'll get to that. That's why Flesh Eater Courts I do not think are an S tier army. I think they're when you go up against Flesh Eater, your number one thing is to ignore everything else but the heroes. And once you kill all their heroes, they struggle.
I don't like the Crypt Hunter.
He's okay. I actually used him in my match, And it was
Yeah.
actually really nice to get him to go in first, followed by a 6-pack of horrors. Then he fights, gets the D points, and then the horrors go in and they finish off whatever's left. So I mean,
Okay.
he's definitely not S tier, right? But I found him pretty useful in that game, believe it or not.
I can see it just because he does do 3 damage at -2
Correct.
rend.
Yeah. Yep.
I would probably rather take a Vargle, but I can see why he's decent.
Yeah. Monster Warscrolls. These are both pretty good. They're gonna be really good in Gristlegore.
Okay.
So
Let's see, monster. Oh, that's all the way in the back.
I know. I did.
Okay, the Terrorgeist. Both of them are so good.
Yeah, I think they're good. And in Gristlegore, they're great. It's just they're
Yeah. Just if you take them Gristlegore, the fact that you can take these guys back to life.
Yeah.
100%. Oh no, you killed my Terrorgeist?
Here it
All right,
comes.
I bring him back, and guess what? He's still in top bracket,
still in
and
top bracket.
you're in range of me shooting.
Yep. Yeah. Really good. Really good. They're just dude. I'm telling you, Gristlegore, man, it's gonna be nuts.
Do they still have the thing where if they die? Oh yeah. Did you
D3.
did you kill me? All right, you take damage, and I'm
it's
going to be coming back.
for every enemy unit within 3 inches. Pretty
Yeah.
good.
They definitely have use.
Yeah.
Zombie dragons.
It's good. I actually think it's better than Terrorgeist, just because of the inspiring presence. Well, right?
The inspiring presence, and you can do the whole I put him in reserve, and then oh no, there's a crap ton of dragons right in front of you.
Yep. Pair that with the Arch Regent.
Yep. Oops! First turn, you have 4 dragons in front of you.
And they're D6. They're moving D6 after they drop down.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, let's go into the rest of the units. Crypt guards are pretty good.
I love crypt guards.
Another FAQ. Does it stack?
This unit has a 4 to 5 up. Add +1 to friendly flesh eater cards wholly within 3 inches of this unit. Ooh, I didn't even catch that first up.
So you could technically get this, get
so
a
stupid.
hero
They're gonna
down
have
to
to do
like
that.
2 aboard, right? Obviously, that's not how it's intended. I don't think that's how it's intended.
That's so stupid and so amazing.
Now, if they don't FAQ it, these guys go up way. You'll never kill any heroes.
What? S tier? What?
Yeah, it'll be retarded. Now, that's not how it's meant, but the fact that
that's so stupid.
Currently, rules is written, you can stack a ward save on anything, on heroes. It's just crazy. Get your Terrorgeist and just bubble wrap them with Crypt Guard. Good luck.
That's so funny. I love it.
Definitely not the way it's intended, but Moorbag Knights.
Ooh, I both love. I love these.
These guys are
I just
amazing.
love these guys.
These guys are absolutely amazing. I think they're also the coolest unit I think they have. These guys are slam dunks, man. These guys are awesome.
I think every single army I've built, I've at least put 1 pack of 6 Moorbag Knights.
Yeah. Now that being said, they are way too cheap right now. They're going to go up in points. Absolutely, there's no doubt in my mind.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. These things are too cheap.
My only problem is that they die really fast.
They don't. Again, they're one of the best saves in the army.
Oh yeah, but all the saves in the army suck.
Okay, well, we're going to talk how you can get these guys a lot higher. You can give them +1 to save from the Delusion.
Okay.
You can give them +1 to save from All Out Defense. And you can give them +1 to save for Mystical Shield.
Yeah, but you're not going to get the one from Delusion because you're going to be charging them, and you're not going to own that objective.
Oh, you can charge them on an objective? Why wouldn't you?
You only get it on objectives you control.
No, it's not.
That's what.
It's no, it's if you're I thought if you're contesting. Hold on.
Yeah, if you're contesting an objective you control.
I didn't know it was you can control. Add one. Oh yeah, you control. Yeah. Okay. Well, still, they're still
good.
They're still really tanky though. I think they're a lot more tanky than you think they are.
I'm not sold on it.
I think they're one of the best saves in the book. They have insane movement. They have charge damage. Their charge damage alone is retarded.
It's great. It's still very wishy-washy. Again, I'm saying all these complaints. They're still very good.
I think they're S tier. I think these are S tier units. I think people are going to be running multiple 6-packs of these.
I could
be
say,
scary.
especially with Gore Wardens.
Yep. Now, I do think they're going to go up in points. I do. I really do think they're going to go up in points. I don't know if it'll be a lot, but I think they'll go up in points.
I can see 10 points.
I think they'll go. I think they'll go 20 points, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I marked them as an S tier because you're going to see these in most lists. So
They are they're very fun.
not only that, but they look awesome. Their little like flesh banner thing. Oh, they're so cool.
So pretty.
Crypt flares again.
If you're taking,
The only
they're
way
amazing.
that they're useful is if you have the Infernal.
Yeah,
That's
they're amazing if you do the Infernal.
Yep.
They have a very weird teleport. They can carry around
they can carry
your
around
small
it.
heroes,
Yep. Which is
but I don't
good.
know why you want to because it's
Because
only
you
the
wanna-
7 wounds or less.
You want feeding frenzy in places you need it, right?
Yeah, but you can only take the heroes. So what are you going to take?
Anything that has 6 noble D points to give you that 12-inch bubble of +1 to.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely. I used it. When I had my match, I definitely used it to carry things for sure.
Like I love the idea of them. I just wish that there was heroes that you could take that were actually decent in combat.
Again, I think it's just to really transport your feeding frenzy. That's it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Cryptors, awesome, absolutely awesome. They are tanky. Good luck getting rid of them.
I think they're going to go down in value a lot once you can now no longer change their hit and rend in the next season.
Yes, I think once Horrorfrost goes out, you're not going to see many of them yet. Horrorfrost is fantastic with these guys.
Yeah, Horrorfrost makes them good, and then once you get rid of that Horrorfrost, they're kind of meh. They're still good, but they're not like overly
I don't
amazing.
know if I got my Horrorfrost on these guys from a range perspective, and they still decimated things. It was still pretty good.
I right now I think they're like auto includes, but once you get rid of that, they're not going to be auto includes.
Yeah,
you'll
be other
see a
options.
lot more other things.
Crypt Ghouls, awesome. Tar Pit, volume of attacks. Now they're now in a 20 pack now. They're great.
Yeah, do a freaking massive amount of them.
Yep. And then the Royal Beast Slayers are just basically a cheap monster speed bump. They're okay.
Yeah, I like them.
They actually do a lot of damage.
Yeah, they really do, especially once you
for
can
as cheap as
increase
they are,
their.
they're pretty good. But they're just a monster speed bump. That's really it there.
Yeah. I think they have some shenanigans that you can do with healing them.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah, they're okay. They're okay.
Yeah.
Wish
they were battle line.
Yeah. That'd be so good. All right. Let's go into the endless spells and the throne. Starting with the throne, it's basically the same throne.
The throne is so good.
You can't basically can't escape battle shock, not even OBR, and it's good just to get deed points on a hero, which is good.
Agreed. It's free and it's just good.
Yep. Out of the 3 endless spells, I think 2 of them are pretty garbage. Now, I want to make my justification for Barricade, because I actually think Barricade's a great endless spell. For 20 points, it's fantastic. However, it is extremely cheap. It's extremely easy to cast, which means it's extremely easy to dispel.
Yes.
And by the time it gets to the opponent, they're just going to dispel it, and nothing will happen.
Yes.
So I really like the Barricade. It sucks that it'll never be used. Like, you'll never get your use for it. All you're doing is basically getting rid of one of their spellcasts. That's basically all you're doing.
And that's why I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I want to like it because I think it's really good. But God, it's just going to be dispelled before it's even used. So
I wish it either did something on the turn it came down or something.
But it doesn't do anything until their movement phase.
Yeah, so. And at that point, it's too late. It's going to use all of its thing. The only thing that I can see is because there's a lot of ways of getting a lot of casting that you'll just have extra spells to do whatever you want. It's 20 points.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But that's about it.
Now, the Chalice of Ushrin.
100%.
I don't think you realize how good this thing is.
Oh no, I know exactly how good this thing is.
First off, it's predatory. So what? Excuse me. All right.
Yeah.
Second, I casted this in my game, and I put this in like the biggest area. There is zero cap to how many dice you can roll on this thing. And I was playing Jed, and it was hilarious. He was like, I keep forgetting to unbind that thing, and he would do like, I think I had 20 ghouls on one of the objectives, and he would do like 12 to like 13 damage to the ghouls, and then I'd be all right. I'm gonna roll my chalice, and they all came back because I had so many. Like there were so many. He was playing Soulblight, so like
there's so many models. Oh my gosh,
so many models that died. I think he was playing Soulblight. I think that's what he was playing. Yeah, he was playing Soulblight. So like, I was just getting my stuff back, and not only that, but I was healing everything that was in range.
Yeah, heal your big monsters.
Yeah, dude,
bring back
the
those
chalice is
serfs.
So good.
I agree. I think it is the best one out of all of these. I do have to disagree with the corpse mayor Stampede. I absolutely love this spell.
There's better damaging endless spells though. Why would you take this?
Because it's long range. It's a 12-inch and it can affect multiple units.
Yeah, but there's other endless spells that can also do damage.
Can it do 6 mortal wounds to multiple people? Yeah, but I have way more control over my movement than the pendulum.
Okay, pendulum, you move it once, unbind it, and you cast it again. Like, who cares?
I don't need to unbind it, and the spell itself is massive.
I just think I would rather take a what is it, the flame head thing, not flaming head, but the other one.
Gnashing
Jaws. I'd rather take Gnashing Jaws.
I don't know, man. Jaws. Yeah, but how many points is Gnashing Jaws?
It's 70 right now. This is 50.
Yeah, this is 50. It has it has consistent range for movement.
I just think there's,
and it can do a lot of damage.
So can the Gravetide, and it's 20 points.
Yeah, but the Gravetide requires you to hit big units.
Well, yeah.
This can affect all types of units.
Sure, but it's also got it has a wound characteristic trigger, right?
Yeah, so it's based off the wound characteristic, or if you roll 6, it automatically does it.
Okay, cool. You're gonna roll the 6 almost never.
All right, am I hitting something with one wound characteristic? All right, so that means 6 dice every 2 ups of mortal wounds. I can do on average 5 mortal wounds.
And if
every single person I go through, that's a wound characteristic.
I don't know, man. I just think there's better. I think there's better in the spells. I just think
there's only one thing I do not like about this, and I wish they would have changed it, but sadly they did not. This is, I think, the only endless spell that you can successfully cast and then fail to cast it.
yeah. That's funny that they didn't change that. It's also, this thing's also on a 7 too. Like, I don't know, man.
It is on a 7.
I just think there's better endless spells for damage. That's just my opinion.
I know
you love this thing. I know you love this thing because you always use it. But
and you know what? It destroys everybody I go against for 50 points. And then people are like, "Man, I really need to get rid of that." And
I'll put it as a C+.
I disagree.
I know. All right.
Out of everything for this, I disagree on this one thing.
All right. We're going to allies. All right. So I didn't put everything for Soulblight, but Soulblight's the only allies. The only thing that was really interesting in here was the Blood Knights, because they're a good cav unit and with a high save. So it's,
I can agree with that. I can
see Blood Knights being on the list. But Luke of Eye.
Ooh.
Let me tell you about Luke of Eye.
All right.
You can make those knights super tanky, because what you can do is you can actually set Luke of Eye.
All right.
And just do a death ball. So you do Luke of Eye, and then you do all of the Morbeg Knights, and then you can put even like heroes in between, and you just move that as a ball. And they're now, you get -1 to whatever rend is going in within 3 inches. 2 monstrous rampages. The Morbeg Knights are going to be super tanky now because they're going to get Mystic Shield from Luke of Eye. I just think that...
I agree. I think Luke of Eye is
I saw a picture of someone doing this where they had Luke of Eye and then surrounded it in a death ball. and they just kind of moved it as like one little thing. Like it's like
But
it's a death ball. It's just a little death ball.
I don't really care about the death ball, but I think just Lucavi by herself is actually good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're starting to see a lot of Lucavi now in lists too, because
Yeah.
she's a pain in the ass.
And she's very good on her own.
Yeah, she's very good on her own. She's very, very good. The
Um,
fact that you just get 2 monster rampages with her too.
yeah, and it's a 3-up save.
Yeah, she's
It's same with Blood
hard.
Knights.
Yep, yep. And both of them have hunger, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
good
think
one.
like it's requires nothing from the actual book
Yep.
itself.
Yep, they both have hunger on them just innately. So I think Lucavi's pretty good, and I think Blood Knights are pretty good.
I think that for like the first time in a while, I might actually try Lucavi.
Yeah,
Or an ally for an army.
Yeah. The only other one call that I'll put on here too is I saw another article with Manfred. Manfred could actually be pretty interesting in Gristlegore because you're doing activation wars again. You're fighting
Just
with
a whole bunch of strike first.
Yep, you're striking with Manfred first, then another monster, and then another monster. So,
I guess
it's pretty interesting. I mean, again, it's definitely a long bomb, ally.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. That's very interesting.
You could do what 3 big hitters before your opponent gets to go.
Yep, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. I don't know.
It would be interesting to try. I think in Gristlegore he might be useful. Plus,
you know what? Actually, I kind of agree because you can charge with Manfred, charge with someone, and then charge with a third.
Yep.
All of those go, and then if there's no one close to them because they killed them all, your opponent moves closer. Then you just charge with Manfred again.
Yeah.
And then if they get combat, all right, you go. Manfred goes. One of your guys goes.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
I think I might be sold on Manfred.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll move him to a B.
Yeah.
I think in Gristlegore, I think he's decent.
Only in Gristlegore.
Yeah, no, nothing else. All right, that's it for allies. Oh no, I lied. There's also these two doofuses. Mega Gargant, sure, and I actually think Kronspine could be useful in this army.
Yeah.
I hate to see it. Now, granted, Kronspine's definitely low stonks right now because Shaman of the Chilled Lands, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
But if you put Kronspine in this army, like, that is a huge speed bump that they're gonna have to deal with while all of your other stuff is getting healed.
Just running around hitting things.
Like it's pretty annoying. Like, this would be pretty gross putting Kronspine in this army.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't hate it.
I'm not gonna do it, but
I mean, I know people would hate you for doing it, but like,
yeah.
I mean, YOLO.
You're right. It's interesting. You have plenty of people to put it on.
Yep, plenty of people to put it on, and you basically, like, your opponent's going to have to decide what to do with this thing. And in the meantime, the rest of the army's getting recursion and all the other stuff. Like,
yeah. Are you not focusing on Kronspine? Well, all right. That's fine by me.
Yeah, exactly.
I have my higher end from Kronspine.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. All right. So that, and then we have the last thing, which was the Regiment's Renown. I put it in here. Subtract subtract from ward rolls is good, but no, you would never put it in there.
Yeah. I guess it's slightly more expensive than 20 goals.
I guess I would never put. You're never putting this in there. It's just bad. I mean, +1 to cast, maybe, sure. I guess.
Does the +1 to cast also affect my guys?
Is it just does it specifically say Soulblight or Wizards? Let me look.
If it says just Wizards, then I'll say it has a chance. If it doesn't,
I mean, it really
then
doesn't
no
have a
chance.
chance anyway. You're really not going to use this.
There's very few ways of getting +1 to cast in this.
Oh no, it's the Soulblight. It's
okay. Nope.
Yeah,
no
you're
chance.
never using this. All right, I'm even going down to C- here. You're never going to use this. All right, cool. In the spells, nothing too crazy to call out here. I think Geminance is good, especially since you don't use CP. So if it ever backfired on you, sure.
Yeah.
Cogs could be decent.
Why would you use
Sure.
Lock-On when you can just use flares?
I mean, you're not wrong, but still, Surfboard isn't terrible. It could be useful. But yeah, you're right. Flares are going to be a better option for that.
Yeah.
Purple Sun could be okay. Could be okay.
Okay. Just because there's not that
There's not a
high.
lot of rend. You could use Purple Sun. It's really expensive though, and that's the
It's
problem.
expensive, and you don't have a lot of pluses to hit. Pluses to
Plus
guess.
gas, correct. But I mean, in this season,
And this season,
it
much higher,
it
but
could be pretty good. Gnashing Jaws, I always like. It's always a good
it's always good.
spell. It's always good. Um, Soul Scream Bridge could be decent to get ghouls or something in. Maybe could be okay. You're not the quickest thing.
When does Soul
Go hard.
Scream Bridge activate? Is it in the hero phase?
I don't remember. Is it? Yeah, it's got to be the. I think it's the hero phase. And then there's this clause that says you can't move, right? Isn't that what it is? Hold on. Soul Scream
No, it's in the
Bridge.
movement phase, but it's at the start of the movement phase.
Oh, okay.
Darn, if it was at the end of the movement phase, I'd be like, okay, it actually has use because you can do the arc region.
And then you can't receive or issue commands, which is fine because you don't really use them anyway. I don't know. It's okay. I don't know if I'd see it, but Gravetide's obviously good against hordes. Sure. That's about it. All right. Then we get to the summary. So, so I'll just start by saying I don't think this book is an S tier. I think it's like a B plus.
B plus.
I think what will end up happening is people will start to learn how to play. I think what's going to happen is I think FEC is going to have a really high win percentage out of the gate because people just don't know how to really play against it. But I think once people start realizing how to counter Feck, which is get rid of the heroes. Like you get rid of the heroes.
Yeah, as soon as you get rid of heroes, you have nothing.
Yeah, you have nothing left. Like you don't get the feeding frenzy, you don't get recursion. Your for the most part your units are not great. As far as like just like fighting just in general, they're not all that great without buffs.
Mm-hmm.
So now I mean it's obviously easy thing to say, just get rid of all the heroes, right? Like obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean this book is going to require a lot of positioning. You're going to have to make sure that you're really good about positioning your heroes to where they cannot get hit from any direction, right? So
Yeah. I also think it struggles against high save armies.
yeah,
Like
unless you're running just like an absolute
well, I'm
crap
thinking like
ton of war bags or something.
Slaves of Darkness you're gonna have a real hard time
Stormcast.
against.
Stormcast has a lot of high saves.
Yeah, you can mortal wound Stormcast with the Morbid Knights, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But like especially like a pack of 20 warriors from Slaves of Darkness with Nurgle Banner, like it's gonna be real tough to get rid of that.
Yeah. I also think this book has probably the best recursion in the game, just from the fact that it's extremely reliable. Like,
yeah, it's not random.
It's
not
random. It's you don't have to roll a 3-up. You don't. It's not like the Gits where you got to roll a 4-up.
You have a lot more control on
correct, and
what you're doing.
you know kind of where you can put recursion and where it's
yeah, you know if you can do it or not.
Correct.
Unlike a lot of other things where
correct.
It's like, do I get it?
And not only that, but the fact that you can heal things to their full unit size is insane. It's really, really good. FAQs definitely are needed. There's definitely some FAQs or some abilities in here that are like, rules is written. It's probably not great. So definitely some FAQs. And I think we can all agree FEC has some of the best lore and look of any faction.
I absolutely love the lore. I think it is my favorite faction.
Where like they have the like at the back of the book has the
yeah, I keep on showing my wife of the front and the back of the book.
It's so cool. Like it's just such a cool. I love them. If I had more painted, I would definitely play these more.
They're the next army I'm going to be playing.
Yeah, they're really good, and I think a really good player is going to go really far with this. I think you can definitely 5-0 with this army if you're really good. I mean, I do think there's going to be uh, some luck needed to who you're fighting against. But
You're gonna have a hard time against
like shooting
like
armies, is gonna
shooting
be tough.
Slaves of Darkness.
Yeah, yeah, high saves and a lot of shooting armies. It's gonna be pretty tough. But I mean, there's ways to get around that, like the delusions and the artifacts that they have and command traits. So we'll see. I think they're an easy 3-2, possibly 4-1. Really really good players would go 5-0. It's kind of where I'm thinking.
B+ army. It's not S rank in any degree. My only complaint is I think the heroes are a little bit too expensive.
Yeah, I think some of them are too expensive, and I think some of the other units are actually too cheap. I think some of those probably will go up a little bit.
Yeah, the Morbid Knights, I can see why they need to be going up, but I think
even
almost all of the heroes are too
ghouls
expensive.
might even go up, but we'll see.
I don't think ghouls are going to go up.
Yeah, if they do, it'll be like 10 points or something stupid. Yeah. Anything else for just summary?
You're wrong about the Stampede, but everything else is pretty accurate.
All right, put it down in the comments. What do you guys think about the Stampede? I gotta know.
It's an amazing and beautiful spell.
It does look cool. I will say that. I'll give you that. All right. As far as what's coming up next, I know there should be another Death or Dawnbringer book coming out soon. I just don't know when that is.
Yeah, I think they're marking it for the end of December.
Okay.
So
we'll
somewhere around January.
We'll definitely get that in the books. I also kind of want to do maybe a Grand Alliance, like do 4 shows for each Grand Alliance and just see where is the meta right now. Like, because we've definitely shifted a bit. Like, for instance, IDK. It's oops all sharks now. Like
oops all sharks.
It's just basically where the meta is. So it'd be cool to do a show to just maybe not even do any slides really, just kind of talk about the meta and what we're seeing for each Grand Alliance. So that would be
what we see, what we like.
Yep. What we think is egregious. So we might do something like that.
Sharks.
But until then, I hope everyone has a great week, and we will see you on the next one.
Have a happy holidays.
Happy holidays.